Hello, Mr. Cox. Do do do. Cod again? Well, it's just an easy, isn't it? You know, it's an easy thing. I'm also yeah, it's just an easy thing. It's just an easy. No brain, just like a brain dead go-to easy thing to do. Kind of running out of time, but you know, put a smile on my face the other day, and I was pretty fucking down at the beginning of the stream last time, and by the end of the stream I was quite happy. Anything's easy when you got cheats, right? Okay. Okay. Is everywhere live? It should be live everywhere. Yep, I think I'm good to go. That one. Right, filters are already set up. I'm just going to go with some hardcore team. Driving home tomorrow, might also be getting one special thing. Well, isn't that a bit early? Isn't that a bit fucking early? Like a day or two early, maybe one day early. Tomorrow's one day early, isn't it? Well, it's a little bit early to get your for you to get your present, isn't it? Tomorrow's one day early, isn't it? I can't remember if the special day was 16, 17 or 18. Oh crap. Sorry about that. You can always watch on YouTube, you get the transcode on YouTube. Oh, okay, Pretzel. Forgot about Pretzel. I told you I was running Pretzel on my streams now. Put a fucking video together for YouTube, highlighting all of the times I get copyright claims against me. And then let Pretzel say you can't possibly get them because they keep saying it.
Putain, t'as pareil sur l'ordinateur. J'ai pas ça les chiffres.
Somebody's talking. Do you know what speciality I'm talking about? Excuse me. No, you just said. I haven't already frickin' forgot already. It's been fucking a year. Well, the special thing I thought you meant was your headset, which you said was going to be a birthday present. Which was why I said, that isn't it a bit early yet? Right, like one day. I've already answered. Well, when you said you were going to get a special thing, I assumed it was the headset that you're asking for your birthday. And then that's why I said, isn't it a bit early? Because your birthday, I can't remember whether it was 16, 17 or 18. I mean the day, I don't mean the year. Shit ass Twitch won't let you watch normally. Damn. Oh, bitch. Oh, fuck. But, dude, that's just not fucking fair. It's just not fair. Not fair, not fair, not fair. Not freaking fair. You're being cruel to me. I've been waiting so long, and then you keep shouting at me when I forget things. You know, when I forget it's something, you keep shouting at me like, "Oh, you never fucking remember anything to do with me," and I do. I try. I remember. Oh, that's cool. Okay, it's actually on your journey home. So are you being picked up then, or are you busing tomorrow? Is like your dad picking you up, or are you busing? Dude, it's either 1, 2, or 3 days early. It's one of those. I know it's one of those. The B-day is either 16, 16, 17 or 18. I can't remember which though. You're being picked up, that's awesome. Oh, can you drive home? Do you think your dad would physically let you do some of the drive, or would you be allowed to? Because that'd be a good experience for you. It's a good journey, isn't it? Good long journey. Might have to swap chairs again. When's it gonna be my B-day? I'm not gonna come in the chat saying it's my birthday. I'll be expecting you to know it on your own. I can ask it Lady Ark. Well, unless you sent her a private message on Twitch, then she won't know for certain. I can get it down to 1 of 3 days. Ask your dad if you can get a chance then. You know, it's a bit of extra experience for you. Ask your dad if you can do some of the drive. Oh crap, I'm fucking stuck. Last time he picked me up, he asked if you wanted to save the world, but whether it was so horrible. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I mean, to be honest, I don't like driving in the rain. If that's what it was, anyway. I'm not very much of a. I don't like driving in the rain.
Enemy personal radar in the air. Halfway there, keep fighting. Friendly recon on station for overhead.
I think somebody's throwing abuse in this game. You can't even get pushed around a tad bit. Okay. Oh, pouring with rain, and it was hugely wind. Okay. Yeah, I to be honest, I'd have. I used to drive a truck for a living, and you know, when you're doing it for a living, you've got no fucking choice but to do it. But I mean, I've had the truck that I was driving. I've had it up on 2 wheels. I've had it up all over the fucking place, being moved around. Sorry, teammate.
UAV entering the AO. Now that was a fight. Solid work.
I feel like I need to up the sensitivity a little bit. Have you done your claim on Twitch before you moved over? Your dad drives trucks for a living too, but he doesn't have to drive around materials. He drives around. Yeah, you said he was a. I don't want to sound insulting if it's wrong, but you said he was a herder. Is that the proper word? A herder? I don't know. Is that the proper name for it? A herder? I don't know. You said he herds animals or something like that. But yeah, I used to drive I used to deliver school furniture. You don't know what a herder is? A herder would be somebody that looks after sheep or goats or other livestock.
Enemy threats in the AO. Weapons hot.
Holy crap. We flipped forward instantly.
Taking the lead.
I think they must have come across underground or something.
Enemy at the garage.
Got him. That's for you guys.
Right, that shot there, Mr. Parks. A nice one.
Reloading.
Enemy
He
UAV.
doesn't really look after them, all he does is drives them from farm, drives to the farm, picks up the animals and takes them to actions. Oh, okay, okay. Okay. So he's kind of like an animal transporter. Oh, I didn't think you lived on a farm. You had said that your dad just worked for a farm or something like that. You'd said in the past, but you said he was something to do with animals. So I made assumptions and got it wrong. Animal transporter, that's good enough.
Friendly UAV overhead.
And my fucking shoulder hurts. I swear it's his fucking chair.
Popping smoke. Throwing grenade.
See if I can do something with this fucking chair. It allows me to lean too far back all the time.
Enemy at the garage.
Where the fuck is the garage? No, no swap seats. That one's shit.
Allied cruise missile away. Enemy cruise missile incoming. Friendly sentry gun online. Reloading smoke.
got torn between two fucking enemies then. That was shit.
We're halfway there. Keep fighting.
Grenade out!
Really? Did that guy hear me? Must have done, I guess.
X-ray down.
Allied cruise missile.
Owed you that one.
Enemy UAV up.
God, that gun took like an hour to shoot.
Reloading.
Looks like fucking...
Reloading.
Enemy.
That's not where I thought he was going to be.
Enemy cruise missile incoming.
Really, I'm really fucking struggling today with the old fucking mouse. Aiming's not a problem, but I just feel as though I feel as though my fucking arm's hurting. Maybe I need to up the sensitivity a little bit and use my wrist a bit more.
Target down.
Setting target.
But you know, I don't know. I've got no clue.
Keep fighting. We got this.
Apparently we got this. I go turn the aircon on. I think I'm fucking roasting. Like 160 degrees in here. Ooh, nasty. I gotta look around a lot more as well. I don't look enough. Let's see if we can up this sensitivity a little bit. Maybe 2.5 maybe. I'm not sure if it might be the acceleration. It's a bit weird.
Reloading.
Allied cruise missile away.
Yeah, it was a little bit. I turned the sensitivity up a bit too much, I think, on that one. Right, I'm gonna have to turn my aircon on back in a second.
Campi di pussies.
Oh. Righty, cool the room down a bit now. You're doing some deals. Nice. What deals you doing? So, do you have like a full driving test that you have to do before you're allowed to drive solo? Hey, Stu, how are you? You're doing some illegal deals. Nice. I'm doing good, Stu. I thought I'd pick up an old game that I used to play to death.
Qualche maglietta sarebbe interessante.
I used to play this game to fucking death, and I stopped playing it when I did a 24-hour Call of Duty campaign stream, and I realised that Call of Duty is nothing more than Space Invaders. But it's one of those games that it's easy to just pick up and play. So, and I've been really struggling with what to play lately. So I thought I'd pick a bit of this up. Do a bit of PC stuff, you know.
Changing mags.
Cazzo!
I just swapped weapons. I don't know. I've swapped some. I use my mouse buttons a lot for like, because I got like 11 mouse buttons, and I use my mouse buttons a lot to do a lot of stuff in the game, and I've just remapped the mouse buttons, and I can't remember what the fuck I've done with them.
Forte, bene circa. Va nella finestra. Ah, porca merda. Sono le granate a cazzo.
So I'm kind of I think I've got it right now.
Mamma mia, sono tutti nella casa là nascosti. Ma vergognete, ma
Friendly UAV overhead.
ma che snacca oh.
Balls. Yeah, full driving test. First you got to do a test on the PC, answer questions. Okay. Oh, right, okay. That sounds like it's like very similar to a UK driving test where we have to do like a written part. It's called a written test. It's not a written test. It's
Ma dai, ma non è possibile.
I think there's another name for it as well.
Finestra, oh, ma è assurdo.
Enemy UAV overhead.
But yeah, you answer questions.
Enemy at the cargo containers.
Theory test. That's what it is. Theory test.
Enemy at the construction site.
Oh, nasty. So how long usually does it take you? How many driving hours normally does it take, like, to pass a test on average?
Guarda, veramente ti fermi là.
I don't know where I was just killed from then. Sure, that grenade didn't kill me.
Enemy counter UAV online. We're halfway there.
No,
Keep fighting.
è impossibile entrarci. Sono tutti fermi là.
Enemy cluster strike incoming. Take cover.
Molotov out!
Ecco, grazie.
Yeah, we have a theory and then a practical test. When you pass your theory, I think over here when you pass your theory, you've only got like 1 year to pass your driving test or something afterwards. Or you have to retake your theory. Might not be a year, it might be 2, I'm not sure. These people do like their corners, right?
Friendly UAV overhead.
Anche giochiamo uno scambino.
2 years, okay. Thank you. I wasn't sure. I didn't have to take it when I did mine. The one that does piss me off. Oh shit! I'm sorry, teammate.
Friendly UAV overhead.
The one thing I was surprised about was, for some unknown reason, after you pass a driving test in a car, you also have to then take a theory test again for a fucking motorbike.
Incoming!
Enemy personal radar in the air.
Ma stanno proprio fermi, puntati.
Allied cruise missile away.
Wow. Yeah, it's just fucking stupid. Why do you have to take a theory test for a motorbike when you've already taken a theory test for a car? Driving is exactly the fucking same. The other one is, why do you have to do like the test on a 500cc bike separately to the test on like a 125? Riding a bike is riding a bike. They're exactly the fucking same.
Yeah, take it.
We're winning this. Keep it tight. We've got a UAV on station, ready for flyover.
We need
Enemy
recon.
UAV
Send that
overhead.
flyover.
UAV in.
Oh balls.
Friendly care package inbound.
I mean, I have a full driving license for a 50cc motorbike, obviously because of the car. But so why am I not allowed to just put L plates on a 125 forever? The difference between a 50cc and a 125 is negligible. It doesn't matter. I'd agree. It has to be just a money spinner.
Non è cambiato, ma perché ho cambiato operatore e non ci ho pensato.
If you're still alive after the first 2 years, you're doing something right. Bikes aren't that dangerous, dude. To ride a 125, I have to have a CBT, but I don't have to have one for a 50. They're essentially the same fucking thing. there's no difference in riding them. There's no difference in riding a 50cc motorbike, not moped, but 50cc motorbike, and a fucking 1100 whatever I fucking bootster. There's no difference in riding them. It's like saying if you pass your test on a Mini, you can't drive a fucking Escort RS or something. It's ridiculous. It's, you know, it's just, okay, one's faster and all that kind of crap, but, you know, it's a faster bike, it's built to do it. My experience of fast bikes actually handle so much better anyway, and they want to go around corners low. That's weird why that fucking NVIDIA thing keeps popping up just occasionally. It's like they changed the driver in the game between like playing the game and being in the menus. Oh, nasty. I don't know where that guy actually was, so I'm going to be fucking stuck now trying to find him. I'm sure it was the same person. Oh, hello. Fuck. First thing you notice on a big bike is it's way easier to ride. Yes, it is. They're more stable. And when you get up the speed, they're not kind of skittish when you lean around corners. They kind of lean with you, if that makes any sense. You're a bike rider, you know what I mean. You know, they lean with you around corners. They don't fight you like a little bike does. This dude's gonna piss me off. He's just fucking sitting in the same place constantly.
We've lost the lead.
And I can't exactly see him. Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I would have to agree. I mean, I don't have a license for the bigger bikes, but I've ridden many of them.
Got it. That's for you guys.
Friendly UAV overhead.
That's gonna fucking kill me, I'm sure of it.
Missile incoming.
Oh, it missed me. Oh, for fuck's sake, shield, you got in the fucking way. Now, in all fairness, I have to admit that I do like Call of Duty. I do like playing the game. It's the players I don't like. It's the toxicity in the players. I can't fucking stand assholes.
Enemy at the cave.
Changing mags.
I'm sure we're flipped now.
Got him.
Friendly sentry gun online. stations, ready for flyover.
We need recon. Send that flyover.
UAV entering the AO.
Molotov out.
Oh crap. I don't know where the fuck he is.
Enemy at the fob.
Isn't that all multiplayer games these days? Yeah. Any reason why you think I play Borderlands and Division 2 and...
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel.
My issue...
The run stop.
I mean, I don't mind a bit of smack talk. I've got nothing against that at all. I mean, I've done that myself.
One down.
Enemy UAV.
You know, that's not what I'm concerned about. It's just blatant fucking, absolutely fucking people who can't take defeat, and you know, it's usually people under the age of 25. They just can't understand defeat. They can't take defeat. And I just fucking hate it. I hate the way that people just can't accept that another person outdid them on that game. I mean, I don't necessarily mean, you know, forever. I just mean in that one match, you know, oh, you cheating bastard you are. And I'm kind of thinking, where do you get that shit from? Where do you get that idea from? Just because I outdid you once in one game kind of thing, you know. You win one battle and you're instantly a fucking cheat. Unfortunately, that's the bad boy beams of the world causing that shit.
Molotov out. Changing mags. Changing mags.
Friendly UAV overhead.
Oh, nasty. But that's why most of the time I don't play multiplayer games. The thing is, I know I can turn the audio off so I can't hear the other people, but sometimes they give really good call-outs and stuff like that, so it's worthwhile having the chat on.
Changing mags.
Enemy.
So I tend to not turn it off, and if somebody annoys me, I just individually mute that person. It's just in some games it's easier to do than in others.
Enemy at the cave entrance.
Oh, nasty. But yeah, I mean, it's not all of them. I mean, I've had a couple of people complaining in this game. Not complaining as such, but, you know, talking shit. But it's not been bad, you know.
Enemy at the run stop.
I mean, my thing is, of course, I don't make things nice for myself either, because I even get my own teammates shouting at me and screaming at me. Because I run into fights expecting to lose.
Friendly care package inbound. Friendly sentry gunner.
You know, I will, you know, I'll take on a fight that I know I can't win. Just for the hell of trying. As I said, I purely play the games for fun, and my fun is taking on things I can't do.
Be advised, friendly precision airstrike inbound. We're crushing them, stay with it. Friendly VTOL on station for Overwatch.
Why don't I just uninstall my cheats? I can't. It's not possible. It's not possible. I mean, what do you want me to do? Chop my fucking fingers and thumbs off? I mean, I could play regular and have it so it takes like 4 hours to kill somebody, and then make all of my weapons fucking useless. That's the other option. I've got to turn my audio on. There we go. I can hear myself a little bit now. Why can't you? It's because you know you'll be god awful afterwards. I can't, unable to chop off my hands. I need them for life. I need my hands for life. I can't cut them off. It could be worse. I mean, I could be playing on the Xbox. Well, I couldn't because there's no fucking play on the Xbox. But I could be playing on the Xbox with the keyboard and mouse and having it on crossplay turned off. So I only go against controller users on Xbox or anybody else with a keyboard and mouse, which very few people do. If this game had 120 FOV on Xbox, I would never play this game on PC. And preferably the higher frame rate. I mean, I don't run at high frame rates anyway. I run at 90, which I suppose is high for some, but clearly you've watched too much of the guy who thinks he's boring and not boring. You're leading something that I haven't written. No, I answered quite clearly. I answered quite clearly, and you know, your answer was, why can't I? Will I be god awful otherwise? Well, to uninstall my cheats means cutting my hands off. Do you know what I mean? It means cutting my hands off. And I need my hands. So I'm not reading something you haven't written. I'm just answering in a way that you are not following. Oh god, they're spawn camping. I'm gonna help the enemies get out. I feel like I want to help the enemies get out of the spawn.
We're losing ground. Step it up.
Blow the top out!
You don't know what I mean? 'Cause I'm speaking nonsense. Okay. The funny thing about it is, Carx, as you well know, I've got games that are older than you. I've got consoles that are older than you,
UAV overhead.
and I've been playing for longer than you've been alive.
Be advised. Friendly precision airstrike inbound.
Changing mags! Reloading! Get up, I
Oh crap! That was a nice little spring. And you still ain't know what. Yeah, and it still ain't no reason for you to ruin other people's experience with my cheats. Well, skill-based matchmaking should put me in another level, shouldn't it, you know? If it doesn't, then it ain't my fucking fault. I'd rather it did. I mean, you know, you have a good game, then you have a shit one, then you have a good game. That's what skill-based matchmaking does. It's good. It's good at doing that.
Enemy at the restaurant.
Oh, shitballs.
Enemy at the crossroads.
Oh crap. On the subject of FPS, I think my game on Vanguard has improved since having my new PC. My brother-in-law plays Vanguard on Xbox Series S. He came in and had to go on PC last week and he said it was that much of an improvement he wants a PC. Yeah, it's well, actually, do you have field of view on the Xbox? Do you have 120 field of view on the Xbox?
Reloading. Enemy UAV overhead.
Because I've never played Vanguard, I don't have it. On the subject of FPS, right, okay, I've read that bit. Does Vanguard have 120 frames per second on Xbox? It should have, I would imagine. Well, if you're not sure, then you ain't fucking playing it right. And that's why there's a difference. But here's the thing, and this is what I've noticed. If you're playing the game on the Xbox, and such as Cold War, if you've got 120 frames per second on your monitor, and 120 frames per second enabled on the game, and you put the field of view to 120 degrees, then it's no different to playing on a PC. It's absolutely the same. If you're playing on mouse and keyboard.
Target down.
We're down but not out. Let's go.
Well, okay, then if your friend doesn't know if there's 120 frames per second on, then, and if he isn't turning it on, if he's not putting the 120 field of view on, then that's why he's having a bad experience on the console. That's why I don't play this game on a console. I won't play a game on console
We've lost the objective.
if there's an alternate, if you can play it on PC and it's crossplay. If the console doesn't do 120 frames, or sorry, not frames, field of view. If the console won't do the field of view, then I won't play the game on the console. I'm not going to play against PC players if they've got the advantage of the extra field of view. Frames per second is like nothing. It means nothing. But field of view is huge. I mean, field of view has a disadvantage as well. It has the disadvantage of you can't see shit fucking far away. But I would suggest if your friend's played it on console and then he's gone to your PC and said it's hugely better, then it's because either the console hasn't been set up correctly and he hasn't enabled the field of view stuff, or he's I don't know. Because if he's playing keyboard and mouse on both, they're both the same. They're identical. I mean, they're even identical to the point that I use the same keyboard, the same mouse, and I have exactly the same settings on both for Cold War. But the frames per second thing, I kind of understand that. The frames a second, once you're above 75 frames a second, nothing makes a fucking difference. That's why I lock most of my games to 90. He plays with a controller. Then it's a field of view thing. It can only be a field of view thing. The controller's no different between the two. But then again, was he playing it in 4K on your machine? And you said he has an Xbox Series S.
Enemy inbound. Lock and load.
Because I don't think the Xbox Series S can do 4K. It only does 1440p. Sorry, teammate.
Changing mags.
Yeah, that would make a big difference. If he's playing the game in 4K, the fidelity of the screen is just better. And I dare bet I dare bet he's probably playing it on a 1080p and he's not playing it on a monitor, he's playing it on a fucking television. Probably a big television where the 1080p is not enough for it. But yeah, the Series S isn't capable of 4K, I don't think. That's why there was a big hoo-ha, because the Series S doesn't really outperform the Series X. The One X. Because the One X can do 60 frames per second 4K. Granted, it's checkerboard, but it's still 60 frames per second 4K.
Enemy at the warehouse.
Yeah, the problem is, if you're playing at 1080p, as far as I'm concerned, you shouldn't be playing on anything bigger than a 40-inch TV. 1080p at 40-inch TV kind of starts to get a bit crap. I mean, I'm sure it'll do 1440. My 50-inch that I've got in my game room that I have the Xbox One X attached to just for driving games, that one does, at 1080p, that one will do 120 frames per second. But anything bigger than that, it only does 60. But it does like 4K HDR and all that kind of crap.
UAV overhead.
But I mean, I've played a game on that one at 120 frames per second and 1080p. And quite frankly, it looks diabolically shit. 1080p looks crap on a big screen. You even played with your Series X and he preferred that to his... Yeah. The Series S is a really good machine, don't get me wrong. It's a brilliant machine for its money. But it's when you compare the two, it takes a really, really good PC to beat the Series X. I mean, my machine barely beats the Series X. You know, and my machine's no fucking slouch. And it barely beats the Series X. It takes a very good machine to beat it. The thing is, the Series S was easily available, whereas the Series X wasn't. And I personally think that the Series S was hyped up a little bit too much. I also don't like the idea that you can't put a disc into it, so it means a shitload of backward compatible stuff you can't play. Because it requires a disc. Having said that, Microsoft are changing stuff now, and I think what they're doing is they're trying to instigate something where if you own a game that's backward compatible on a disc, you can somehow play it through the S. They're putting that into place because of the new streaming Xbox that they're making, which I can't wait to buy. No, well, no, because frames per second don't make any difference once you pass about 75. They make a small difference. 90 is a threshold that once you get 90, you will never see the difference. I don't care what anybody says. You will never see the difference in frames per second between 90 and once you get above 90.
Enemy cluster strike incoming. Take cover.
Sorry, teammate.
That's okay. Glad to see that before.
We've got a UAV on station. Ready for fire.
UAV entering the AO.
Cluster strike is go for launch.
Target marked. Send it.
Copy. Cluster strike away.
Enemy in the back alley.
Got a VTOL on station. Ready to move.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Secondary 3 arriving on station.
Enemy in the
Probably smoothness of gameplay is what made it more than anything else. But I mean, if he's stuck on 60 FPS, then yeah, the frames per second will make a huge difference. If he's not stuck on 60 and he can get the 120, which I think the Series S can do, if he can do the 120, then it won't be FPS. It'll be probably field of view, to be honest, because most people don't know to change it, and when they do change it at first, it looks weird and they can't handle it.
Tearing us up. We can't stay here. Mayday, mayday. We are hit bad. Going down at grid.
Out of interest, an FPS counter you can turn on for Xbox? No. I'm saying no. There might be a one on Vanguard, but there certainly isn't a one on this game, and there isn't a one on Cold War. There might be a one on Vanguard. I've never played Vanguard. I've never even seen Vanguard, other than 20 seconds of videos on YouTube. Literally 20 seconds. Yeah, no, I've got it turned on right now. It's on my top left-hand corner. You can see it says 45 frames a second. Because I'm in the menus. There probably isn't on the console because they don't want you to know that the console lies to you. Apparently my latency thing's been turned off as well. I don't know what that is. It says latency not available. Have they turned ping off in this game? I think they might have turned ping off on the PC version of this game. I don't know where it would be. I can't remember where the fuck it is. Yeah, it's got. I've got it enabled, but it's not working. Oh, latency's come back up now. Right. So you have my ping and you have my FPS, and my FPS is locked in the graphics card software. I have it locked at 90 because every game I've got, I can run at 90 FPS. So I tend to lock it where I can guarantee I can run, because if it never goes up and it never goes down, it's ultimately stable. But if you've got like 251 second, then 190 the next second, and 210 the next second, then you might as well just have a shit fucking ping or whatever. You know, it's bad. Just lock it at a one that it can always run. It never changes then. It's like an old school kind of idea. If you lock your machine or lock your graphics or whatever to a frame rate that you know your PC can cope with, then you always get it. You get a more stable game. But I don't ever use in-game frame limits. Not while I'm playing. I do for menus, but not while I'm playing. The in-game frame limits they're just crap. Any reason why I fucking hate the blue fucking names in this game? I just had a blue name that I was looking at, so I stopped fucking shooting, and then all of a sudden, I got shot by an enemy that was hiding behind the blue name. What the fuck? Just recycling old maps because the old ones look familiar. I've never played this one. This is a map from Modern Warfare 2.
They've reached the halfway point. Get moving.
This is just a map from Modern Warfare 2, and to me, Modern Warfare 2 was the second worst COD ever. I mean, I really don't like the idea of them recycling. Fuck me, why are they just fucking spawn camping? Fucking cunts. I can't stand the spawn camping. If they were in my Unreal Tournament server, they'd all be dead now. I'm gonna change the settings for my Unreal Tournament server, Cox. I'm gonna change it so instead of dying after 10 seconds of being stood still, you don't. I'm gonna change it so you lose 10% of your health every 1 second. Because if I leave it at 10 seconds and Junker plays in there, he'll quickly figure out how to get around it. Which I won't tell you, but it's not hard. But if I change it to losing 10% every 1 second, you can't get around that one. See, this is the kind of part of COD that I can't stand. The fuckers that trap you in the spawn because it's all they know how to do, and then they assume they're good players. Because they're lying down on their dicks, camping and blocking you in the spawn. That's not good gameplay, that's just fucking downright shit.
Enemy at the center. Got your ass this time.
Friendly care package inbound.
But as for the maps, well, it won't be COD if they don't bring back the old maps. I mean, they've got to bring back the old favourites to make people play, haven't they? Such a fucking lazy way to make a game. Oh, we're going to charge you $60 for this game, and we're going to charge you for everything else as well, but it's not really a new game, it's just an old game with a new skin. I ran out a bit too much then, I think. My team will be fucking cursing me. There you go, look. I have it set at 45 frames a second when I'm in the menus, and then when I go into the game it goes to 90. Oh, latency is not available when you're in the menus, that's where it is. So you can't look at the, so you can't go into a menu, so you can't go into a lobby, look at the ping, and then quit out because it's a shit ping. That's why it is. Yeah, I hate that fucking map too. Shipment. Now here's the funny thing. I've played hardcore, as you know, for years. And it's because I can't stand the fucking mini-map. I can't stand the mini-map being there all the time. Shipment on Call of Duty 4, which was the first game, I believe, that had the shipment map in. That map on Call of Duty 4, on hardcore, that map never came up. You did not play hardcore on that map unless you did a private game. That's the only way you could do it. You couldn't do it in a regular. But in every game since then, it's been coming up in hardcore. And the thing is, very few people like that game if they're any good and they don't just want to run around with a fucking LMG. But I mean, when they bring out a game, if they don't bring out 100% new fucking maps and they'd stop recycling the fucking maps, it's not a new game, it's just a reskin. And Shipment shouldn't be on Vanguard. Isn't Vanguard a Treyarch game? Or is it? Oh yeah, no, it's an Infinity Ward game, isn't it? Vanguard's an Infinity Ward game, not a Treyarch. It's Cold War, that was the Treyarch.
UAV entering the AO.
This map's not from Ghosts. Definitely not. This is a unique map to this game. This one's 100% all new.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. UAV for resupply.
If you want to play shipment and you want to have fun on shipment, the easiest way on that one is either a shotgun or an LMG. But shipment to me just isn't fun. It's not fun because I play hardcore and you can kill teammates. The only game that doesn't have team killing automatically with hardcore is Ghosts. It has Ricochet. Balls. But I mean, I always run and gun, as you know. I can't stand this fucking camping horse shit. Which is why I lose most of my fights, because I run and gun all the time. And you know, I run into a fight and then I try to get, and I don't hip fire.
Enemy UAV overhead.
I always try to get the sights up, because Call of Duty's made me do that.
Precision airstrike. Take cover.
Reloading.
100% absolutely certain. I'll put my life on it. It may have come out in a game after this one, but it's never been in another game before this one. I know the map you're thinking of, but it's not this.
We've got control.
Enemy at the train tracks.
I know exactly which map you're talking about. There's warehouses on both sides and there's a shitload of containers in the corner. I can't remember the name of it, but I know the map. But this one is a brand new map for this game.
Enemy's halfway there. Step it up.
Enemy at the warehouse.
Planting a mine. Changing mag.
Sorry, teammate.
Enemy at the warehouse. Enemy at the cargo
I can't fucking see people.
Enemy UAV overhead.
This game's actually got a really good campaign as well. I'm sorry, teammate.
Enemy at the mine park.
Enemy UAV overhead. We're down but not out. Let's go. Reloading.
This map is called
That's it. Objective. I expect that.
this map is called Gun Runner.
We're gonna have some fun.
That's the map you're thinking of in Ghosts. Yes, Freight in Ghosts is kind of similar to what you've just seen there. Completely different, but kind of similar in the respect of it has warehouses, trains, and containers. So it's kind of similar in the respect of what it's got in it, but this is a genuine map for this game. Well, that one was, and Piccadilly is as well. I've actually downloaded this game now for the other Xbox, so I can. Everyone camps on well, yeah, they do, but it's easy enough to get them out of the camp spots. I mean, if you run if you run the game how I do it, it's very easy to get people out of the camp spots on that map because you can get on top of them before they know.
Detonation is good. Re-engaging. Target those vehicles.
I think the worst map in Ghosts for people camping is, I can't remember its name, but I think it's called Stormfront or something like that. God, my air conditioning's just turned off literally seconds ago and my feet are fucking roasting now.
Taking the lead. Reload. Enemy has the lead.
Stand by.
Might not be called Stormfront, but it's the one with the elevator that works. It's the one with the working elevator, and it's got the library and whatever. Cut off your feet and they won't be roasting. Seriously, dude, the aircon turned off and literally, I'm roasting in fucking seconds. This room is so hot. I mean, this room is like unhealthy hot.
Visual on that position.
at the buses. Reload.
Close, 3-1. That's too close.
I mean, Stonehaven people call a camping map, but not very many people actually camp on Stonehaven. But yeah,
Enemy UAV overhead. Ground. Fight harder.
this one's a nasty map for camping.
Friendly sensors deployed. We've taken the lead.
I must have watched someone else play this because this map looks familiar too. This map is again exclusive. Well, it may have been in another game afterwards, but I don't think so. This was a much hated map. But again, this map, you've probably seen it on videos.
Back change. Enemy personal radar online.
Played on Stonehaven. If you get people that do move, the fights end up either at the castle or on the top by the houses. I don't know. I have fights all over the place. But as you've seen, I run that map with a pistol because it pisses people off. It really does annoy the crap out of people when I run it with a pistol. Because they have this fucking daft-ass delusion that a pistol can't kill you.
Back change.
And a pistol can like four bullet kill you from anywhere on the fucking map.
Enemies in the area. We're in the lead. Halfway there. Keep fighting. Enemy personal radar online. UAV overhead. Strike it.
Sorry, teammate.
Cover.
I mean, granted, most of the fights are in areas around there, you know, where they do get cover. And most people do. It's because most people want to hide behind cover. They're all fucking pussies and can't play games properly. Take their cover away and they're screwed forever. But a lot of modern games are actually designed specifically, like they give you a smoke grenade that's just large enough and just lasts long enough to get you from one point of cover to another. I remember watching some of the devs talking about a game, and they were discussing that, you know, the nature of the smoke grenade is to allow you to get from one point to another. That's it.
Enemy in the buses.
I mean, there's no fucking camping any harder than what's going on here. But you see, unfortunately, the people that think they're good at this game camp their asses off and let the kill streaks do the work for them. And it's kind of a shitty way to play. Take the kill streaks away from them and then they do crap. Because they have to actually get the kills themselves. And then they camp like fuck. And they get 3 kills and no deaths and go, oh, I've got a 3-to-1 kill death ratio. Well, yeah, but, you know, I got like fucking 22 kills. I died a lot, that's all. kill-death ratio is such a meaningless... It is the most meaningless method of assessing skill.
Enemy near Main Street.
I think we flipped them.
Enemy at the temple.
As long as I have more kills than deaths, I'm happy. Well, see, I don't care about that. What I mean, why do you want more kills than deaths? And this is the question that I have. Yeah, but you're not. I can go out there. I'll give you an example. Let's say I go out and I get 20 kills, but I die 25 times. On every time I died, I gave away my opponent's position, so the rest of my team could pick up easy kills. So it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. People seem to think it's because they're playing just pure numbers, but every time I was killed there, one of my teammates got a kill because the position was given away and they weren't ready. And it's... I mean, I've done not this game obviously, but I've done like competitive stuff, and you quite often it's easier to go out and die and be the person that just goes out to die because it opens up the game for other people. Kill death ratio is absolutely meaningless, and it doesn't necessarily help your team as much as what people think. It only helps a camping team. It doesn't help a motive team. But then again, do you really play Team Deathmatch? Because, I mean, I don't play Team Deathmatch. The game says Team Deathmatch. But I'm just playing a game of free-for-all with fucking 5 men that won't kill me. Or shouldn't kill me. Which is pretty much the same as everybody else. They don't play Team Deathmatch. They play free-for-all, but they've got 5 people helping them. Don't get me wrong, if I was playing like a different game altogether, a different game type, then I would possibly be a little bit more cagey and I'd be a bit more concerned about dying. Especially if it's a game such as Search and Destroy, where if you die, it's game over kind of thing for you. Then I'd be a bit more cautious. But in a respawn game, I don't give a flying fuck about dying because it makes no difference. I'm not playing for the rest of the team. I bought the game for me. Right, okay, now you see, what you're doing there is you're running pure numbers, but that's not how the games work. If I hadn't have died 25 times, the rest of my team may not have got anywhere near as many kills. You can't suggest that they did, because you simply don't know. So if I get 20 kills and I die 25 times, that means 25 times that I died, I gave the opponent's position away by them killing me, and my team could pick up those kills that they probably wouldn't have got otherwise. This is the whole thing. You can't play the numbers. That's not how it works. Pure numbers, I agree with you, but that's not how the game works. It's not how any game works.
Enemy at the center.
And you see, the thing is, it would be said that it was your fault because you died 5 extra times and we lost by 4. People would think that way because, quite frankly, they're too stupid to think otherwise.
Changing mags.
But let's say, as another instance, I played very cautiously and I didn't run into fights, and I was a nice little boy and all the rest of it, and I was camping down like a bitch and all that kind of crap. And then I still ended up dying because of the camping fuckers on the other team, but I didn't get any kills. So if I die 10 times and I get 3 kills because I'm now playing cautiously, the team's now 7 down, aren't they? So it just, as I said, it just doesn't work. It only works when you literally play the numbers and only the numbers. There are huge, huge tactics in dying. It's just that most people want the positive kill death, so they'll never ever sacrifice themselves. It's unfortunately, it's one of those things that people, they never see both sides. They only see their own side of it.
Enemy personal radar in the air.
Balls. And to be honest, if you play the numbers game, it's boring. The only time that method of gameplay is sensible is if you're in a competition. In which case, if I was in a competition, I'd play very differently. But, you know, each to their own. People can think what they like.
Friendly UAV overhead. Allied cruise missile away. Friendly VTOL on station for overwatch.
Oh shit. Oh, Stu, got a question for you. You like this one? You're in a car and it's not very powerful. And it can only manage it can only manage driving up hills at 15 miles an hour. So you have a journey which is 2 miles in total. Right? The first mile is uphill. The second mile is downhill. And you have to average 30 miles an hour for the entire journey. If you can only go uphill at 15 miles an hour, how fast do you have to go downhill to make up the difference? So you can average the 30 miles an hour.
Requesting recon flyover.
UAV entering the AO.
Grids marked. Call for fire.
This is loader 2-0. Good copy. Friendly care package inbound.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Enemy personal radar in the air.
Flush out.
station. Ready for
We
flyover.
need recon.
Entering the AO.
Check. Consider on up.
You're not allowed to Google the answer, that's cheating. Oh,
Be advised, UAV single fuel. RTB for resupply.
Got a UAV on station. Ready for
Requesting recon
flyover.
flyover.
UAV entering the AO.
Enemy cruise missile incoming. Cluster strike. Go for launch.
Reload.
Set command.
Be advised,
I've told you my aimbot is my fucking hands. I can't cut my hands off.
Friendly sentry gun online. Enemy UAV overhead. Cruise missile online. Fighters, got this.
If you come up with the correct answer, Stu, you've Googled it.
Overhead. Allied cruise missile away. Mission accomplished. Top marks.
Well, if it's any consolation, Einstein himself had to actually think about it. Well, the thing is, Carks, everybody who thinks about it initially, until they think about it very, very deeply, will always come up with one particular speed. And the one particular speed that they come up with is not the right one.
Support station. Consider 1-1. Right zone in the house. That's the truth. Got movement on the first deck. Alright. Coming from the head. Nothing there. No water. No shot. Got movement. First deck.
The answer that everybody comes up with is 45 miles an hour for the second half. That's the answer that everybody comes up with.
Enemy threat to the AO. Weapons hot. Reloading.
Your main street.
Okay, I'll give you the question again, Carks. Your car has to average 30 miles an hour for a 2-mile total journey, right? The first half of the journey is uphill. It can only travel 15 miles an hour uphill. How fast does it have to travel for the second mile to make the 30 miles an hour average?
Yep, one down. Changing mags.
I mean, I can give you a clue. There's no car on Earth can do it.
Enemy at the front.
Basically, it can't be done. It can't be done. It's impossible.
Friendly UAV overhead. UAV overhead.
Enemy at Pacific area. Enemy at the construction site.
No, that actually is the answer, Carks. It's impossible. It cannot be done.
The strike incoming. Take cover.
Well done. Can you tell me why it can't be done?
Friendly UAV overhead.
Oh, crap. Right, the reason why it can't be done is because at 30 miles an hour to cover 2 miles, to average 30 miles an hour, you have to cover 2 miles in 4 minutes. But as you're travelling uphill at 15 miles an hour for 1 mile, it takes you the entire 4 minutes just to get to the top of the hill. So even if your car does 2 million miles an hour, it can't do it. It would have to teleport. And as of yet, we don't have teleporting cars. As it happens, I did work it out, but it took me about 5 attempts, and in the end I had to actually like physically draw something. I had to like draw a picture and visualize it better. I could not figure it out in my head. I had to draw a picture and I had to do the maths behind it. And it's because of the fact that it's a specific journey distance and a specific speed. If it wasn't that you had to complete the whole thing in 30 miles an hour average, then you only had to average 30 miles an hour going up the hill and down the hill, then it would be 45 miles an hour. But because you have to average it for the 2 miles specifically, then that's why you run out of time. Oh, really? Oh, shit. It's a shame I would never have a Tesla fucking given to me. Well, actually, I would, but I'd sell it.
Reloading. All right.
I think the current car that I've got is probably the second to last car I'll ever have, unless something drastically happens to it. I may only have one more car in my life.
Enemy at the construction site.
Reloading.
Planning to check out early or something? Well, no, I'm 50 now. I don't think I'll be driving at 70 years old. I don't think at all I'll be driving at 70 years old. That's if I live till 70.
Enemy UAV overhead. We're falling behind.
The car I've got now has to last maybe another 5 years, and I don't think I'll be driving much beyond 60. So, I honestly don't think. The moment my reaction times come down to a mere mortal, then I'll stop driving. Now, you see, as far as I'm concerned, once you pass 50 years of age, you should be forced to take a reaction test to hold on to your license. You should be forced to do eye checks, eyesight tests every year. And you should be forced to have somebody go out with you to make sure you can still keep up with traffic. That's as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, your license shouldn't last till 70. It should last till maybe 55 or 50 or something like that. And then you have to start renewing it. There are too many old cunts on the road that can't fucking drive and think they can just because they have a license. I tell you what, Cox, I will live until I die, but I honestly don't see me having any more than one more car in my life. Electric cars are out of the question. There's no way on this fucking planet I would entertain that idea. A hybrid is a possibility. I would possibly have a hybrid, but then, you know, all of those cars are way out of my fucking league. There's no way on earth I could afford to buy a car that's less than 10 years old. So yeah, for me personally, I think maybe one more car after the one that I've got now. That's all well and good, Stu, but, you know, you can't charge them properly. They don't charge properly. They're nowhere near as cheap as what people think. They tell you get 300 fucking miles and you get like half that. No, not in a million years. A hybrid, maybe,
Got enemy inbound.
but not a petrol. I wouldn't go all out petrol. The UK infrastructure isn't there, and it's not going to be there in 10 years' time. I've driven an electric van, but not a car.
We've pulled ahead.
You can gift me an RC car. I've got 3 RC cars.
Enemy near Main Street.
UAV overhead.
But I mean, I was obviously referring to, you know, a real car that you can drive and sit in and all that kind of stuff.
Enemy near Main Street.
Enemy UAV overhead.
One down.
Enemy's halfway there.
Back alley. Enemy at the junkyard.
Enemy cluster strike incoming. Take cover.
Changing mags.
There was a clip for you, Cox. I couldn't cut charge on where I live, so full electric or plug-in hybrid are out of the question. Well, plug-in hybrid still charges off the petrol, you know. As for non-hybrid versions, my car gets about the same MPG. Yeah, the thing is though, diesels are being banned from certain places, so your diesel's not very good these days. You know, your diesels are being banned from a lot of city centres and shit like that, so... I'm sorry, teammate.
Enemy VTOL in the AO.
Enemy at the office.
But no, I mean, I like the idea of electric, but it's just not ready. You know, the batteries are not ready. Nothing's fucking ready. Do I really need to be listening to that fucking shit? You know, it's the whole infrastructure is just not ready, and it's not going to be ready. I mean, the other thing that's going to piss me off at the moment is the fact that they're trying to up the age of smoking every year for the next 10 years or some shit like that. Well, I'm sorry, but if everybody in this country stops smoking tomorrow, the government will be on its fucking knees by the end of the week. If you only want to drive to the city centres, which I don't, you take the train, okay. But there's nothing wrong with driving in London. There's nothing wrong with driving in Birmingham. But do you not think that's going to get extended to every other fucking city in the country? It's just going to. You know, that's the problem. It doesn't matter what we see right now. Right now is not the future. The future is get on a push bike. That's the easiest way.
Target acquired. Weapons free in 5 seconds. Detonation is good. Re-engaging. Target those vehicles. No go, 3-1. That's too close to friendly. Calling in fire mission 3-1. Roger, Demon 1-2. Hammer is visual on that.
Yeah, but where you live, which I would never have ever said on the internet because it's just a silly thing to do, but where you live, you can't live totally in Bridge North, or you know, you can't totally live there and never go out the town. You have to go somewhere else. You have to go to other places.
Swapping mags.
I mean, at the end of the day, you live in a little village with about 10 shops and about 45 pubs.
Swapping mags. Swapping mags.
UAV ready.
Friendly recon online.
This is Falcon 3-0. Good copy. UAV beginning flyover.
Got a kill.
Cluster strike ready.
Claymore. Airstrike target marked.
This is good copy. Cluster strike away. Enemy care package inbound.
Mag change.
Vehicle check ready.
Car is already too old to drive in the green zones. Your dad's car, the exact same engine, because it's 3 years younger. Yeah, but the exact same engine isn't the exact same engine. It might be physically the same engine, but it's not. I've had that argument many times.
Swapping mags.
If you not with your dad or you, obviously, but I've had that that argument many times before with people. Like the Land Rover has the same engine as what the Rover 400 used to have, the diesel. Completely different engines in the way that they run.
Enemy personal radar in the air.
Reload.
Well, here's an example. My car, I don't pay for excise duty. Mine is free. But if I buy that exact same car now, I do have to pay for it.
Reload. Crossing Molotov.
Enemy the cargo containers.
Mag change.
Oh crap. I think that's my first death.
Keep fighting.
But as I said, the Rover 400 had the same engine as the Land Rover Defender or whatever it was, yet they were completely different engines in the way that they ran. One of them produced a shitload more horsepower than the other one. One of them belched out a crapload more shit than everything else. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love a diesel now because petrols are too expensive. I mean, my car is supposed to do like 60 miles per gallon, and there's nowhere on this fucking planet it's going to do that.
Friendly care package on the way.
Well, you say it's no dirtier or cleaner than yours. It will be. It just will be.
Got a kill.
One on
Enemy personal
radar in the air.
But as I said, my my car, if I was to buy my car brand new now, I would have to pay excise duty for it. Whereas right now, at the moment, I don't have to pay any at all. It's free.
Good impact.
But I mean, you know, they are both dirty, stinky diesels.
Enemy personal radar in the air.
And as I said, I'd have a dirty, stinky diesel tomorrow by comparison to my car. They're so much better.
Enemy care package inbound.
The government changed the rules because there's too many. The government changed the rules because there was nobody paying vehicle excise duty. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Too many cars. Basically, I think what happened was they just put the threshold for. I'm gonna use the term road tax, although it's completely wrong and it doesn't exist. But let's use the term road tax for the sake of the conversation. The government set the numbers for free road tax too high, and it was far too easy for the car manufacturers to get down to those numbers in the tests, so they could bullshit their way to their emissions. No, it's not. It's nothing to do with being green at all. Absolutely not. And the only reason that the green anything is to do with it is to gain tax.
Personal radar in the air.
That's the only thing. I mean, global warming is happening without a shadow of a doubt. We can't stop it. We can't do anything about it. But it's nowhere near. What the fuck was I shooting at there? It's nowhere near as bad as what people think, and it's happened several thousand times before over the history of the world. So we aren't helping it, but we're not the cause.
Got a kill.
But yeah, all anything to do with environmental bullshit is all about. It's all about enabling tax.
Enemy UAV overhead.
I mean, a slightly different thing, but it's on the same principle. There was a guy called Graham Aubrey in the 1990s who was at one point in time he was the fastest cyclist in the world 1 hour record. Because of the fact that he broke world records and things like that on a bike that he made himself, and it made no benefit to the cycling industry, so therefore they couldn't sell more bikes by saying Graham Aubrey rode it. They kept changing the rules all the time to stop him from being able to enter the competitions, and every time they changed the rules, he circumvented the rules so he could still ride, and he kept breaking records. If there wasn't some sort, I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. The point of it is, though, we are not the cause of the global warming, but we're not helping, and we are tipping the balance. I mean, when that Icelandic volcano went up in 2010, whenever it was, that put more CO2 into the atmosphere than humans have in their entire existence. But that doesn't change the fact that we are adding to it. We're not causing it, but we are adding to it without a shadow of a doubt. But here's the thing, through the 2 years that we had the pandemic shit and we were locked down and not locked down and then all that kind of crap, the hole in the ozone layer started to close up because there was no planes in the air. The government's been looking into that for years. They've been looking into it's like road tax, as we call it. That should have been added to fuel years ago. It should be an extra 10 pence a litre on your fuel, so everybody pays equally. And they pay, and they also, that way it forces them to pay by their use. But when you do that, you handicap business. You handicap like haulage companies that do thousands of miles. You handicap those people. So they put their prices up, so the shops put their prices up, so you have to have a pay rise or you're out of a job. But I mean, electric cars do pay. You know, there is duty on electricity. It's not free. Electricity costs a fucking fortune. In fact, to fill up an electric car in the last couple of weeks has gone up by 50% or 55% or something. That was a bad miss.
Reloading.
I mean, it's like if everybody was to ditch their petrol or diesel cars tomorrow and move to electric, this entire country would come to a standstill because there wouldn't be enough power, there isn't enough cables, there's not enough chargers. The electricity cost would fucking triple overnight. And all these people who are having their so-called, I can fill my tank up for a £5 and do 45 miles on it. They're benefiting right now, but they won't be if once everybody starts to move over. The other thing is, I mean, you're a modeler, you know about batteries. You know batteries don't last 5 fucking minutes. You buy an electric car, then 5 years down the line, you have to change the battery. And all of the money that you save by charging electric and not spending on fucking fuel is now gone on a battery replacement. Where's the gain? What happens when your speed controller fucks up? Bearing in mind a speed controller is more expensive than an engine. You know, there are so many flaws that people just don't fucking see. Ooh, I did see him just last. But yeah, it's just, you know, strange. I kind of, as I said, I like the idea of an electric car. I would love a Sinclair C5 right now. I think Sinclair C5 was just like 35 years ahead of its time. If that was introduced now, it would sell like hotcakes.
One down.
But when it comes to the Ice Ages, we're kind of on our way out of the Ice Age now. We're on our way out a little bit more, and then eventually we'll go back into it. Everything works in cycles. And I think for the Earth, those cycles are about 600 years.
Reloading.
You know, for the cooling and heating trends, I think they're about 600 years. You know, we have sunspots every 11 years. Then we have huge not tornadoes, sorry, wrong word. We have huge, like, tidal waves and shit off the coast of Australia once every 50 years. And, you know, everything on Earth works in cycles. I mean, it is a fucking globe, and it does spin around, and that's why we have cycles. I know that's a very ignorant statement to make, but it's quite fun. But yeah, I can't, you know, I...
Molotov out! Reloading!
Cluster strike is go for launch.
Target marked, set!
Copy. Cluster strike away.
UAV entering the AO.
Enemy in the back alley.
But the thing is, though, as I said, we aren't the cause of the whole global warming thing. That's been happening for longer than humans have been around. But we're not helping it. The thing is, we can't stop it. When the fossil fuel runs out, when all the fossil fuels run out, which probably won't take anywhere near the amount of time that they make, you know, it'll be probably twice as long as what they say. But when the fossil fuels run out, there's no replacement. There's nothing else that can replace it. It's all inefficient. Wind power's inefficient. Wave power's inefficient. Hydro shit isn't so bad, but that only does bursts. The only one that's replaceable is nuclear, and we're all fucking scared of that.
Yep, one down! Changing mag!
Enemy in the train track.
Got a UAV on station, ready for flyover.
Requesting recon flyover!
UAV entering the AO.
Cluster strike is go for launch. Be advised, friendly precision airstrike inbound. Copy. Cluster strike away.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Reloading!
Got a VTOL on station, ready.
Target marked, send it!
Striker 3-3 arriving on station.
Reloading! Fire! Letting you do it!
Nice.
Scored a victory, mate. Let's have another.
That was a bit of a run on that one. Right, last one. Last one. Last one. I'm gonna have the hardest game in my life right now. What's the betting? Everybody's now going to be camping like fuck pigs. They are definitely. It's gonna put me into a fucking try hard lobby now.
Inbound, lock and load.
Reloading.
Enemy at the office.
Where the fuck's the office?
We're in the lead.
Sorry, teammate, I blew up the bomb.
Changing mag.
UAV on station. Ready to
Nasty.
fly over.
That's it.
This one is a map from Modern Warfare 3.
Freight elevator.
Enemy UAV overhead. Lost the lead. Allied cluster strike inbound.
I'm sorry, teammate. Yeah, this was actually when this map first came out of Modern Warfare 3. I don't know whether it was originally in the game or whether it was like an add-on map pack afterwards. I don't remember. I think it was in the game originally. I hated this map originally.
They don't want one right.
Nice shot. I thought that was a fucking teammate. Ha! Yeah, shit. Yeah, I thought that one was a teammate.
Enemy
Oops.
UAV overhead.
Molotov out.
Enemy at center.
I've lost track of where the enemy are now.
Cluster strike
Gun.
incoming.
That's
Take
for you
cover.
guys.
Enemy's halfway there. Step it up.
Target down.
Enemy at the center.
We've got a UAV on station. Ready to fly over.
UAV entry team go.
Enemy UAV overhead. Cluster strike is going for launch.
Cords uploaded. Call for
Be
reloading.
advised, UAV is bingo fuel.
Loading 2-0. Good copy. Let's strike away.
Enemy at the dumpster.
Where the fuck's the dumpster? I just unlocked a shitload of stuff.
Enemy personal radar in the air.
Reloading. Cords up. Call for fire.
Teammates move, there's a VTOL coming in. You're gonna have to go and look which ones I've got. No, and I've got nothing between Ghost and Vanguard. Well, Advanced Warfare sucks, don't bother. Modern Warfare Remastered was pretty good, but the thing is, it's not worth buying them now. They're dead fucking games. You know, it's any Call of Duty that's kind of more than 1 year old really is kind of worthless buying now. Nice. Right, that was my last one of the evening.
That's how it's done.
I finished up with some quite decent games. How is that better than what I was doing? How the fuck is that better than what I was doing? Assholes. Right, that is me done for the evening. Not to buy them just for interest, okay. So after Ghosts was Advanced Warfare, then Black Ops 3, then Infinite Warfare, which was packaged with Modern Warfare Remastered, then World War 2, then Black Ops 4, then this. I feel like I'm missing one. No, this one after Black Ops 4, then Black Ops Cold War, Cold War, and then obviously Vanguard, the new one. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, I do like the Call of Duty games. I like the simplicity of the gameplay. As you've heard, it's not it's not, you know, not been well, Infinity Ward people hated it because of the wall running, yet apparently they loved the wall running in Black Ops 3, which was not as good. Advanced Warfare was the first one that had like jetpacks. You had like an exoskeleton in there. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I enjoy Call of Duty. I just don't enjoy the people, and the people are what piss me off all the time. And unfortunately, you can't really avoid that. You've got a mute button which you can use, but I tend to not mute the whole game all the time because usually there are people with, you know, decent call outs, or they might apologize over the mic for killing you teammate wise, you know, like I do a lot. And so I can't, the option of muting the mic isn't really there. It would be nice, but it's not really there. But Vanguard, I have no interest in. I just have no interest in Vanguard, and I've probably got no interest in the new one that's coming out either. I'm trying to move to different kinds of games. I do like the gameplay of Call of Duty because of its simplicity. But to be honest, my favourite game at the moment is Division 2. That is by far my favourite game of the moment. It's my favourite game for the last, I'd say 3 months, maybe a bit more than that. I mean, I did a 24-hour stream on that game where I took a character from beginning the game at the very, very start up until level 30. I've also done a stream with Carx. It's a great game, Stu. I would highly recommend it. And I really would highly recommend it without a shadow of a doubt. It is absolutely brilliant. And it's quite often on really, really good deals. Ubisoft have a shitload of deals on usually, and it's quite often on really good deals. So it's definitely worthwhile buying. I mean, I bought it day of release, and the funny thing about it was when I bought it day of release, I had never even seen or played Division 1. Never seen or played it, didn't even know really what it was. But the hype and everybody that was talking so big about Division 2 coming out soon, I just bought it release day on the off chance. And when I very first started playing it, I kind of didn't really like it that much, but I did like the gunplay. It's a third person, but it doesn't play like a third person. It plays like a first person. I just like the game. There's always something to do. There's always more to do. You can, once you finish the game itself, that's when the game actually starts. You know, once you finish like the main campaign, you end up having to go through the whole thing again and again and again. It's just really, for me, it's a really interesting game. You know, it's one of those games that you turn on, you start playing, and then you kind of look at the clock, and it's gone 9 hours. It's ridiculous how much time spent. But it's quite often a really good. It's quite often on a really good deal. Let me just actually, I could possibly check. Division 2 price. PC. Division 2 Warlords of New York edition. You can get it for $12.99 from CD Keys. And it's well, it's $29 for the standard edition, but it's always on a deal. There's absolutely ridiculous fucking deals it goes on. I mean, I've seen it once where it was actually cheaper for the Warlords of New York edition than it was to buy the normal game. You know, because of a deal that it was on. And it's also very good on Xbox, which has ridiculous deals as well. And the advantage is, if you buy the Warlords of New York on Xbox or PC, you get it on both. Because I've only ever bought that add-on once, and I got it for both. But it's really good. I can't recommend it enough. It's a fantastic game. Anyway, I'm going to get off. Thank you very much for keeping me company and all that kind of crap, and talking shit about electric cars, and talking shit about diesel cars, and petrol cars, and cars in general, and all that kind of shit. And we shall catch you later. Epic gave away Borderlands 3 the other week. Yes, they did. It is. That's another really good game, but that game, at the moment, I'm a little bit fed up of it, because I turned the levels on just too high to have any fun, and I've got to turn them back down again. But that's another really good game. I get every Epic game that they release, whether I want the game or not. I just kind of add it to my library, you know. But yeah, I get every one of them. Anyway, I'm going to get off, and I shall catch you later.